Hey there, comic book fans. I'm not quite back from the comic shop today. I went yesterday. This might be the first time I'm doing a pull list video the day after. But, matter of fact, my voice is a little gone too. I had to go into the city and teach yesterday, so I went to the comic shop beforehand and didn't have any time last night. Got home too late. So I'm doing it today. These are the top of the printer comics I had out all week. Spider-Man Annual 11. This is a Gil Kane and Joe Sinnott cover. This is one from my childhood. I just feeling nostalgic, so I pulled this one out. And this is an issue of Jack Staff by Paul Grist with Tom Tom the Robot Man. This was a good series if you've never read it. Yeah, this is the Image Comics volume. I think there was another volume that was self-published. I can't remember the name of his own publisher. I had these out all week. And had these out all week looking at them. Top of the printer. Now we'll put some new ones out. Let's see what other comics I got, because I don't remember what was in the pile. I haven't looked at these since yesterday at about noon. Sunshine Patriots, number 2 of 2 by Howard Chaykin. And this is what is it? Alien Books, Fair Square Comics. I think these are the people who I was told were taking over from Valiant or something. I don't know what this would have to do with Valiant, but this was just $10 a piece. They are square-bound ones, 2 issues from Chaykin. Don't know why they didn't just put it out in one graphic novel. I bet they're doing that now. But I think this story takes place in the early part of the 20th century. I forget exactly what year. Does it tell us? Takes place in Hollywood in the 10s or the 20s. The teens or the 20s. And it's about fighting criminals and racists. And these guys are 2 Rough Riders. Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. And they're going around. They're like fixers in Hollywood or something, except they're good guys. And there's lots of bad guys trying to be fixers and mess things up. So the first issue was good. I'm sure the second one will be. Then we've got Starstorm, issue number 4. I've really enjoyed this one. This is the one that's got a slightly amateurish quality to it, but it's really charming. And I don't know if the amateurish quality is a put-on or not. But it's by, what's his name? Drew Craig, who is the artist Wes Craig's brother. But it really seems like, this is the comic book someone came up with in high school. And they've been thinking about it ever since, and now they're in their 30s and they're doing a comic book. So it's got a really interesting charm to it that I like. And then we've got Monstrous, number 47. Marjorie Liu and writing, Sana Takeda doing the art for us. And this one's really coming together and paying off from the stories that have been going on for 40-something issues. Ooh, lots of spooky, ghosty stuff I see. Where it's sort of a high fantasy magic story about a war on this planet, but then now we're all in this other alternate dimension with the old gods and this and that and this and that and this and that. Even impossible to describe, but really nice stuff. I've been enjoying it for 46, now 47 issues. So, and here's something interesting: a one-shot, Local Man one-shot, and this is this look is an homage to the 90s crossover between Image and Valiant, which I can't remember the name of now, which you can find in all the dollar boxes in the world because it sold a ton of copies. But Local Man is usually the story of this guy who used to be a 90s type superhero who then got disgraced and had to go back to his hometown, disgraced, blah, 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 figuring out some mystery in his hometown. But it was also, that was the main story, and then you'd flip it, and there'd be like a 6-page story of 90s superhero local man. I forget his name, his actual superhero name now. So this one I think is supposed to be all 90s him as a superhero story. Who does this one? Tim Seeley. Writers, artists, covers, Tony Fleece and Tim Seeley. As Fleecs and Tim Seeley. I think that's to say the same thing on this inside one. Yeah, I think so. Gold. So I don't know. It was like I just saw this on Final Order Cutoff and was like, all right, I'll get that because I buy Local Man. I was still not 100% sure what the concept is besides, that crossover between Image and Valiant. Then we've got Conan the Barbarian #2. I liked #1. The art by that really annoys me. The art by Rob de la Torre looks a lot like John Romita. And what annoys me is they're putting the company masthead as the splash page. I might have to not buy this just for that. But or maybe I'll buy the collected editions because I'm liking the interiors. I only put 1 and 2 on my pull list, so some dark coloring on this one. Must be nighttime. But really looks a lot like John Romita. At least the drawing, not really the storytelling. But that's it's like he's using a basic grid for the storytelling. But first issue was fine. We'll check out the second issue. Who did I go? Oh, Gerardo Zaffino did this cover. I know it was weird because I ordered this cover specifically because usually when Final Order Cutoff comes, I get an email from my shop and I could click on links and up pop whatever the comic is, so I can look at all the alternate covers as long as I have. Sometimes it says cover to be determined on these alternate covers. So I picked this one, and good thing I did too because the shop got none of the cover A's in this week. So. And I don't think he put. He gave everybody on the poll list their whatever cover they ordered. Like if I ordered a B, or I think I ordered a C. But he didn't want to put all the alternate covers out and have everyone take the alternate covers, and then have him have all these A covers next week. And then I picked up $8 too. Godzilla Rivals. I think I picked this one up just because I saw a preview of the art in it. I was like, oh, occasionally I'll buy a Godzilla book because they have some really cool art in some of them. Like it's where I first ran into James Stokoe's art was in a Godzilla book. So I kind of just looking at the preview of it, I liked it. Who's doing the art? Goncalo Lopez? That's the colorist. Oh, the writer-artist is Matt Frank, who I've never heard of either. But I never heard of James Stokoe when I first got Godzilla Half-Century War, I think it was. So, it's a one-shot, $8. Figured I'd pick it up, take a flyer on it and see how it is. And then we got issue 2 of 6 of Ribbon Queen, Garth Ennis and Jason Burrows. I just realized, looking at Jecen, that's I think it's pronounced the same as Jason. All right. And this was mostly a police procedural until at the very end something supernatural happened, and it looks like we're picking up on the police procedural part afterwards. Pretty straightforward. Garth Ennis has been doing a lot of sort of straightforward police procedural stuff I've seen him do in recent years. And let's see, the final thing I got is The Devil's Cut, the new Distillery book. I have zero idea what this is about. Let's see, where are the credits? I don't even know where the credits are. The Devil's Cut is your introduction to Distillery, featuring 11 unfiltered stories from the most fearless creators. Okay, so this is an anthology. There's all the creators. And for this, this is magazine size, graphic novel size, and it was $10. Feels like it's about 60 pages, I guess. About 64 pages. Page numbers, no page numbers that I can see. But They're the new creator-owned imprint. That was announced a few months. Let's see. Mirka Andolfo, Brian Azzarello, Mark Bernardian, Elsa Charretier. She's the one I really like from Love Everlasting. Becky Cloonan, I like her stuff. Francesco Francavilla. Jock, J-O-C-K, Jock. Not of the Batman Joker Bats cover, not J-O-K, Jock of In Hell We Fight. Joelle Jones, she of Lady Killer. Tula Lute of many, many covers. Jamie McKelvey, the Wicked and the Divine, he's the artist on that. Stephanie Phillips, I read something. I think she's a writer. I think I read something by her, but I can't. Is it? I can't remember what it is that I read by. Oh, it might be Grimm. She writes that I. Ram V, another writer. Eduardo Riso. Was he the artist on 100 Bullets? I can't remember now. I think he may be the artist on 100. Scott Snyder, James Timian the fourth, Christian Ward. So yeah, I picked this up just, blind. I was like, oh, anthology book, Distillery. We'll give them a chance. We'll see what they have to do. Alrighty, let me show you a piece of work that I did this week. We got Dreams of Things 2202, and this one's a weird one. It's not quite a face. Oh, well, we got a face over here and one a little bit over here, but that's not quite a face. With its screaming mouth and open eye. That one's just, some of these are just strange. Even I look at them and I go, wow, that one's just strange. Use a little scumbling on the face. That scumbling is where you just kind of dab the brush or pen or marker up against and up against the paper and get some color out of it. It gives it some texture too. I kind of like the way that weird one came out. All right, there you go. Got some comic books, some art, and you guys have a good week out there.